for being here. I just try to bring you as much information as I can that's going to help us with the coming, with what's coming towards us. The bull market is going to rip back up eventually. DeFi will take its big place, and everyone's going to act like they didn't know. But it's going to be here. It's going to be here. So without further ado, I wanted to talk to Smart Finance, who I met out in Miami. We had a really, really good conversation. His product made a lot of sense to me. And so it was something that I definitely wanted to talk about on the channel. There's no compensation here. There's just, I actually like his project. He liked what I was about. And we found that we had a mutual respect for each other. And so without further ado, my man, Josh. Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me on the show, Sam. A lot of people know me as XRP Junkie in the crypto sphere, but yes, Josh is my name. And yes, we clicked, man. Like, yeah, your story is very similar to mine. And when we're able to, touch bases on a lot of the stuff you did in your past, leading you to where you are now, it really clicked for me. So it was great to meet you. I'm actually super excited to know you now.
No, thank you so much. And so what I learned about you guys is, number one, what made you want to build the DEX? Like, so you built the DEX, you built a, like talk about your, what are you doing? What are you building? What is it? What is it called? And what's going on?
All right. Yeah. To give you a little brief synopsis, it's Smart Finance Omni DEX. Basically, we're a multi-chain DEX aggregator. So we've taken it to where you don't have to have 10 different websites to be able to trade on 10 different chains. Instead of chasing down your BNB on PancakeSwap or your ETH tokens on Uniswap or AVAX tokens on Trader Joe, why not have all of that under one roof? So in my history in DeFi, it was basically that. There was pain points. There was things that were causing me delays in my streamlining of my DeFi. And we basically said, if there's going to be mass adoption, we're going to need to get out here and fix these barriers, make it easier, make it, user friendly. And that's what we did. We put it all under one roof. We didn't stop there. So there's eight different chains that you can trade on right now. Like I said, it's basically all your favorite sites into one. And you can trade on right now, Poly, Ethereum, Binance, AVAX, Celo, Phantom, Arbitrum, and Optimism, all from the Smart Finance DEX. But wait, it gets better. We have now what I'm considering to be the new industry standard when it comes to bridging funds from cross-chain. So we've already deployed our bridge, and it has 4 different chains: your Binance, AVAX, Poly, and Ethereum. And here's the kicker. We're moving funds cross-chain, and you don't have to be in a stable coin. You can choose whatever native token you want to land in, and it's 60 seconds. Like, we can do a demo, and it's 60 seconds funds are available on the destination chain. And that's big when it comes to bot traders, arbitrage traders, or just anybody moving money that wants to do it faster. We all love to get it done fast.
Yeah, no, I was in when it began, when, sometimes I would have, BNB, and then you had to, get it onto the smart chain out of Binance, and then I would send it there. But then next thing you know, I found out the coin was on Ethereum, and I was like, but you only had that fund, so you had to move that back, sell that to USDT, sell that back to Ethereum, then go on the Ethereum network, send it back to the MetaMask wallet. I'm sitting there doing loops and spins, and I've done so many such strange money moves throughout DeFi. And at one point, I actually figured out the solution, because there wasn't one, and I was creating these patch bay scenarios of how to get someone from point A to point B. And so when I find a solution like this, I get really excited, because, I've been through the pain. I've actually done it. It's like if I had to round up a bunch of horses, and you have this new thing where they all just come right to me now, and I don't have to go out there and figure out how to get it all done at once. It's a really nice feeling. It's a nice process. So yeah, I'd like you to kind of load up your screen. I'm excited to see some of this. I kind of want to look at the logo. I want people to see the colors. I want them to get immersed in just kind of everything that you're doing. And, sorry.
What? There we go.
Sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
You still got me?
So weird. All my entire windows just switched on me for some weird reason, which I do not know why.
That's right when I click share.
Hold on. Hold on one second.
No, that's fine. While you pull that up, I'll just say,
we're good. No, we're good.
That interoperability was key. Making you know, like right now, there's every chain is so siloed with what you can do on it. And you have to, like, if you deploy a coin on Ethereum, the only thing people are buying that coin with is Ethereum. And if they don't have Ethereum, you're explaining for hours how to bridge it across chains or where to go to get it done. It only takes 30 minutes. You're biting your nails as the money's in limbo land. And, you know, it's just not, it's not streamlined as it sits right now. So what we did was we brought, you got two options here on the screen. You got cross chain or on chain. This is going to be, you know, sending from network to network. This is going to be trading on those individual networks. So let's just say that there's a coin that your buddy just told you about on Arbitrum. You've never added Arbitrum to your MetaMask wallet, right? So what we did, the first thing we fixed was making that easy. So all you do is you click on the chain that you want to trade on. And if you've never traded on it, MetaMask will prompt you and say you need to add Optimism to your MetaMask. And you don't have to manually do it. You just click OK. So now you're on and you can trade on Optimism and you can select the tokens. You can search the contract address, take the top, you know, 10 favorites, whatever you're into. And you can seamlessly move between these networks and it will shuffle your MetaMask back to the right spot. So when you're connecting, it wants you to switch to Ethereum. Okay, so that's how you trade locally. Everybody loves that. So basically we have BSC, that's going to be PancakeSwap. Ethereum, that's going to be Uniswap. Avalanche, that's going to be Trader Joe. But it's not just them. It's an aggregation of all liquidity pools for those particular coins that you're trading. So let's move on to the next pain point. The next pain point is, let's say you wanted to chase down somebody's coin on Ethereum or on BSC. All you have is Avalanche because that's where you hang out. So what you do is you set up, I want to go from this network, Avalanche. What token do you want to go? Most bridges require you to do a transaction right here and switch into a stable coin, and they only offer probably 3 different stable coins. So why would we want to do that when that requires another transaction on the destination chain to get out of that stable coin? Let's alleviate all that pain. Let's just say you want to send Avalanche from Avalanche and you want it to go to Binance chain and you want it to show up as Binance, alleviating those 2 transactions on both sides. So what we do is we set that up. Let's just say we're going to send two Avalanche cross chain to BNB. It's going to give us almost 1/10 of a BNB. It gives us our gas on both destination chains and shows it in a fee. Now, our system is a tiered fee system. So it depends on how much money you're actually cross chain sending. You're going to get hit with either a 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, you know, depending on how much cash is flowing across. There's a discount for larger quantities. So at this point, let me just pull up just to show everybody how cool this is, because if you're moving money, this is seriously awesome. So we're looking at the Binance Smart Chain. That's how much money is sitting there right now, $35, right? So we're going to head back over to Avalanche. We're going to fulfill this transaction. Pulls up your MetaMask, you confirm. And then when you see the token swap, that's when we can start our 60-second countdown.
I'm looking at the comments here. So what about slippage? Someone writes in big letters. And then someone writes, look at that slippage. And I'm like, and you've discussed slippage with me as well. But if you want to, you know, just briefly discuss it or, you know, breakdown kind of.
Yeah, slippage, price impact, and finality are the 2 biggest things, or 3 biggest things. So we started that transaction at about 28 seconds, maybe somewhere in there. So give us 60 seconds and we should see this balance update on Binance. But when it comes to slippage, we are providing the lowest slippage because it's an aggregation through all available liquidity pools. So 0.005 is actually comparatively very low to our competitors. We are an on-chain solution. So because there's no messaging system in stablecoin pools, we don't come off the blockchain. So we remain safer in that aspect. So let's just see if the funds are there. 1 second. Boop. And there they are. Yep. So I don't know anybody, you know, who could trade in all of these different websites for one. And then when it comes to bridging, this was my favorite bridge back in the day. It's like a 5-minute bridge. The second it came out, I was crazy about it. I told everybody I knew, because we were chasing down, you know, DeFi, you're moving money cross chain all the time. Mm-hmm. So the faster you can do it and the faster you can execute your trade, the better you are. And that's for bots and arbitragers, or even traders like you and I. Over here, they're very limited on what chains you can actually move across. And then once you're on those chains, you can only move the tokens that they agreed to. So you have to do those two-side transactions yourself. And think about this. If you have no money on Ethereum and you transfer Binance, AVAX, whatever, cross-chain to Ethereum, you're using one of these stable coins. How are you going to convert out of the stable coin into Ethereum or into the destination token you were chasing? You can't, because you don't have any gas money on the destination network. So why would you send USD or, oh, well, they are offering ETH, but you have to have the ETH on Binance. It's just so convoluted with hurdles and barriers and all that. So
I don't know how many times I sent money to my wallet. You know, yeah, I'm gonna get this, and it was sent Tether, and I'm gonna load up, and I got $5,000 ready to buy a coin, and I don't have 10 cents worth of BNB, or I don't have 10 cents worth, you know, and I'm like, nah, I can't. Now I gotta go, and I'm like, now I'm sending it back through a bridge, right? So I can, now I'm like, well, oh yeah, no, then I'm actually going and having to buy it at Coinbase, right? And like sending at least $20 to my MetaMask to get myself, you know, it's like, gosh, you know, you spend 20 minutes to an hour sending the funds around, then you go to use the funds and forget you can't even use the funds yet. That's happened to me more than once, you know, when I started off with my MetaMask journey.
And that's, I mean, literally, so what I learned the most from Miami is that everybody in this industry of crypto comes from a very specific field that they were influenced by, whatever it may be, maybe their job that they did for 6 years prior, and they're like, I can revolutionize this industry. So everybody did something awesome in their industries with Web3, and that was amazing. And I sat back and I said, well, I didn't do anything with my previous job. I didn't create a Web3 anything, you know, like that. So what am I revolutionizing? We're revolutionizing crypto DeFi. We're making it easier, faster, cheaper, streamlined, more user friendly. If this isn't the easiest way you could bridge something right here, I mean, it's very black and white, network to network. Choose your network. It'll ask you to switch to that network. You need to switch your MetaMask to Ethereum to bridge, you know, over to Avalanche. It's very simple. And then to be able to do all of this, you know, and I can close all these tabs now. No more Pancake Swap, no more Trader Joe, no more Uni, no more Evo DeFi Bridge. And I can simply just keep this here and work directly off of, you know, ease of access, interoperability.
It's amazing. I love it. I think it works great. Now, how do you go about adding more chains, and what was that process like? And, you know, how many chains you want to be in the future? What is your growth rate? And like, where, you know, what do you look at as far as, you know, prerequisites? Is everybody a go? Are there certain chains that you don't work with, or do you work with everybody? Are there certain things that a chain needs to have for you to work with it? Or, you know, are you just looking for, you know, the best possible solutions?
Currently, we had to start off with the highest volume chains. Of course, we want to drive the most volume to the DEX. So we started with those first 4 for cross-chain, which are BSC, Ethereum, Avalanche, Poly. Now, our on-chain solution has the other 4, the Phantom, Arbitrum, Optimism, and actually it's missing one here. Cello should be here. It'll be here soon. But basically, we should be live, hopefully, by, I'd say, the first week of 2023 with the other 4 chains for cross-chain. And then after that, we step our game up with the actual chains that we can integrate going forward. Now, we are a little bit hands tied because the technology only allows us to move so fast and keep up with the people, you know, that's developed this tech. But, you know, some of our competitors, I'll give you a quote from our lead blockchain developer. There's a swap out there, I won't mention a name, but it has a ton of chains. The only thing is, his quote is, but they're all shit. And the reason he says that is because they're all off-chain solutions. They all require the mechanism where you need to be a stable coin to go across the rails. You know, it's just old tech. And we were blessed that through the last year bear market that we were developing and building. Our first solution was literally just 3 chains, and it was a swap. It was called the Smart Swap. 3 different chains: Avalanche, BSC, and Poly. And from there, that's when we acquired this new technology that was being built. You know, the infrastructures had already been built for DEXs, so everybody's got their way. But then this new tech came along, which allowed us to do things in different ways, to build a architecture that allows to be streamlined and provide us with the ability to give you the fastest finality. And I know you had a question on, but in our case, it's the lowest slippage available for that particular liquidity pair to move like that. And if you look at price impact, I mean, we're going to have some versus videos out where we're literally going to pull our competitors up side by side screens, and we're going to run the transactions. You're going to be able to see the comparison in the prices, and then how much actually shows up. That's been the biggest hit for traders and arbitragers and bots, is that if they're chasing down a particular spread on different chains, and it takes 5 minutes to get there, the spread could be gone. Or if it costs them 16% to get across the chain, it eats up their available profit. So honestly, it's a great solution. It's what we needed in DeFi, and I hope to see everybody using it, because it's going to make your lives easier. Now, I don't know if we mentioned it, but we were crowdfunded. We have 0 outside seed funding for this whole project, and we're live. It's a past the MVP stage. This is a full-blown stack, development here. We're looking to put our SDK into different Web3 venues around. You can start from small. You can go mint buttons all the way up to payment gateways throughout all Web3. I mean, the growth that the potential growth is just everlasting. There's 360 DEXs. 360 DEXs reporting to DApp Radar right now, and out of those, maybe I would say 300 of them are all dead weight. And out of the 60 that are left over, you're looking at maybe 10 to 15 that have multi-chain. And that's the future. You need to have all the options. Otherwise, you're a siloed excuse for a chain.
Totally. It doesn't work. It's not happening for me. Yeah, you're back to where I was before, Now I see NFT at the upper right-hand corner. I don't see that all the time when I'm at a swap. I mean, more than ever, Cake did have some Cake NFTs and stuff like that, and we're seeing more prevalent NFTs. But explain the use case of NFTs with decentralized swaps. Some people may not realize the use case, or kind of maybe what you have planned. If you may be privy to tell us.
All right. So just to give you an idea about our NFTs. So we were crowdfunded originally with this collection right here. They're called the Smart Finance OGs. They're smart characters. They're not just PFPs. So here's the best part. We grew up in DeFi. So we went from PFP to licensed PFP to gamified to land to all of a sudden, if you didn't have some sort of business paying some sort of rewards to your NFT holders, not just your royalties, but an actual sustainable business model that can have kickback for your community, we weren't seeing very much success. So what we did was, if you look here, our OGs, they're a burnable collection. So we're down to 8185. We started at 10,000. So as we burn, your share gets bigger, right? Because there's less people to split it with. We split 30% of every transaction fee through the local swaps. So 8 different chains that are going to be revenue generating sources and transaction fees for Smart Finance. We then give 30% to this collection and split it up between them. In addition to that, we give 7.5% of every bridge transaction fee. So I just did a transaction there for you, and whatever Smart Finance made on it, 7.5 of it just went to the collection right here. The idea is share the wealth. Pancake Swap on a bad day did 800,000 transactions with a 0.2 or about 20 cent fee. So you're looking at, on a bad day, doing $150,000 to $200,000 over at Pancake Swap on one chain in fees. That's the whole thing. This community supported us from the get-go, stuck by us in the heat of the development and research, and months of downtime, and they stuck by us. So we're here to reward our community and be one of the biggest projects out here that's giving back the most that you could ever imagine. So that's the first collection, but that wasn't enough. We said, let's go ahead and do a limited collection, and the limited 1/4 of the supply, right? And so you're looking at 2,100 NFTs. They're minting right now. 331 are minted out so far. But these NFTs, since it's a smaller supply, we give it 21% of every local swap. And then we give it 7.5 as well, like the other collection. This is 7.5 split between 2,100 people. So the opportunity here, we don't project numbers. What we do is we tell our members or our investors to actually go do their research. Take our model, which is black and white right here, and apply it with how many NFTs you own. Lay it over some of these other dexes. Lay it over their progression. How long did it take to, how many months before they were pushing certain value? You know, then you can get your figures and you can come back to the table and say, okay, I predict with what they got, they built something awesome. It's cool, it's better, it's all in one place. I think people are going to adopt this. Maybe they're going to adopt it faster than the other projects got adopted. Your Bog Swaps, your Trader Joe's, your Pangolin, all of them 12 to 15 months old. Our day one was December 1st. In my eyes, the day we got back from Miami, that's when we hit the ground running with a live product, and we're out here telling the world about it. Brand awareness, sharing the wealth, own to earn. The more you own, the more you earn. And that's basically the gist of it.
Cool, man. This is awesome. I love these. Yeah, and so who wouldn't want to, like, you know, it would be your dream to be able to own a piece of a DEX. You know what I mean? You know, like that would be like, that should be everybody's goal and dream, you know, especially like with what we see now. You know, all the money got put into the hands of the wrong people. Today with SBF getting arrested, like it kind of like, I think it's the perfect day to have you on my channel, because it's almost like, look, like you guys are complaining, everyone's crying and screaming, like this is your solution right here, right? To own a piece of a DEX, right? And to participate in the DEX. And then to actually, and then that gives people incentive, right? To tell more people about the DEX, because they're like, hey, like, and that makes more people who want to use a DEX, which will then eliminate slippage because we won't have to deal with it because there'll be so many people on the DEX. It'll be just like a centralized exchange, right? We'll have enough orders to complete almost every order to the 0.000 penny, right? Like we won't have to mix and match as much. If we all did decentralized finance, then people wouldn't complain about slippage. It's kind of interesting, right? But it's like it exists because we need more people to be involved, you know?
Taking ownership of your digital identity, and that's really what a MetaMask wallet is for me, or some sort of wallet that interacts in DeFi, is me owning my digital identity and nobody having the right to go insolvent on it, nobody having the right to close my trades like Binance did, you know, like nobody being able to access it and being able to interact through all these systems. So absolutely.
And then there's a lot of systems too now where you can trade inside your wallet. Like I still have yet to do it. Like I hear about it and I'm like, and I know it's also been around for a year. I mean, right? You have, I think SafePal, you're able to somehow access the Binance liquidity. I don't know how exactly, but you're able to trade through the wallet, right? Imagine, now I never trusted it. Never felt the same. I'm like, is it really an order book? Am I really in and out? Like my mind tells me no way. Like I start thinking all the intricate things and I just tell myself, but the idea would be, I mean, that would be a perfect world. Everyone is trading out of their wallets. No one's on a centralized exchange. You know, you don't give anyone the keys. You know, their hand can't be in the cookie jar because you don't give them the damn cookie jar. You know, these are cool too.
Absolutely.
I like these. These are interesting. I like these.
So we went with a smart theme. We knew that we didn't need to make 10,000 different ones. So we gave a lot of different backgrounds, ghosted images of different chains and coins and stuff like that. There is a character called the McGregor, which would be one of the rarer ones. Doesn't make sense with the smart concept, but it was a homage to our community because we gave a rollout in Discord called the McGregor. And that was somebody who was beating up all the FUD as it came through the room. So it was months of downtime and these people fought for us. And then we airdropped, right, 10,000 NFTs to our original protocol holders. And what do you think? After 3 or 4 months of developing, we brought the first swap 3 chains to public. And we're like, okay, so do you think everybody's going to dump these NFTs? Because they've been waiting for them for quite a while. Go to public. I mean, we had some great volume and some great sales. But if you look right now, there's 27 of them for sale out of 81, 85. We have 717 owners. That shows commitment. That shows trust in the project. That shows that they're, you know, getting some of these is going to be very hard. You know what I'm saying? There's only 3 available. Oh, sorry, the McGregors. There's only 27 available. They're high price. There's an algorithm for how many of these you need to have compared to the other ones. But here's what we're talking about: our accelerated growth model. Like you were saying, Sam, there's 717 people incentivized to tell every single person they know in DeFi that this is the spot to be trading. And if that's the case, we're going to grow a lot faster. In my opinion, this is my personal opinion, it's an accelerated growth model, because there wasn't other DEXs or swaps or stuff like that that hit the ground running with 700 influencers or chillers or, you know, community members that were out there spreading the good word for these swaps in the first month. And I think that's going to help us grow really quickly.
Cake had just like the thing. I mean, something sometimes just the name, and it was the first one, so I guess it was like enough people. I just made, you know, you make money on something and you're like, hey, listen, look what's going on over here. Also, that what we're not gonna have is what people want to know too is you know, what are we looking at APY and APR here? Like, are we you know, are things gonna be dulled down in DeFi 2.0? You know, are people gonna be more wary of these 100%, 200%? And you know, I feel like the higher the APR, the more people are going to be more like, kind of like, you know, after everything that kind of happened. And especially with Anchor and Luna, you know, or do you see just like, you know, a resurgence of DeFi and like, you know, people just degen back in and no one cares? Or, you know, like, or you guys yourself, like, are you going to set things more at 25%, or are there going to be limits to, you know, the farms? Are you guys going to have farms and stuff like that on the site?
Our roadmap is pretty extensive when it comes to like our next products that we're going to be adding to the umbrella. You know, your staking, your farming, your lending, your borrowing, your the biggest one in my eyes is the payment gateway. I don't know if people really comprehend that. If you go to your favorite site, wherever it is, whatever marketplace you shop on or wherever you buy your coins, you can only buy it with that one currency that they're built under or that they built on top of for their marketplace. That's all you can do, that one currency. So imagine if right now we're built on AVAX, right? This is 22 AVAX to buy. But imagine if hitting this mint button didn't pull up MetaMask, but it pulled up a little gateway that said, what do you want to pay for it with instead of AVAX? Well, all the native tokens of all the chains are there, BS or BNB, ETH, Poly, or Matic, all your native tokens of the chains, the big ones, would be right there. And you could say, oh shit, I don't even have AVAX, but I can buy it with Binance. Let me click Binance. So then people will be, this is our proof of concept on our website for the gateway. It's not here yet, but when someone can buy this with Ethereum or with BNB or with Poly or any native token from any other chain, we've opened up the doors for all of those revenue sources that right now everybody stiff arms. Imagine being a kiosk in the middle of a multicultural mall that has people from every country walking around with their native currency in their pocket, and you only take dollars. And everybody's walking up. The Hispanic guy with pesos, you're like, no. The Chinese guy with yen, or you know, he comes up, you're like, no, go convert it. Go somewhere and convert it, and then bring it back, and I'll sell you that. That's so stupid.
Well, that's what multi-chain really means. That I don't think that's what people like understand. It means like multi-dimensional, like you know, be able to connect the world through multiple cultures. You know, because culture is money. You know, whatever. You know, every culture has different forms of money, and if we can't find a way to bridge, right, which is kind of bridging the world together. I mean, that's what the whole concept of a bridge is. That's why when you're using the word bridge, you're already onto something, right? Because bridges created everything. If you think about it, like, there was communities that couldn't interact with each other. But once there was a bridge, there was so much commerce that got created, right? You could buy my wares. I could buy your chicken eggs. You could buy my bear wolf, you know, my bear skins, and, you know, things that maybe you can't access because I live up in the mountains and you live further down near the shore, you know, or however it occurs. So you guys are like the new pioneers.
Hey, you're not just bridging the coin or the whatever you're sending across. You're bridging communities. You're bridging groups that weren't over here shopping before, and now they have accessibility to do it like that.
Well,
and
you're making
I'll be honest.
Money is soon going to move very similar to social media. Like, how fast social media can move is like, that's how fast money can move. Like, an idea, you know, as many things as someone can get a like, that many people could buy a product that fast. It's like, you know what I mean? Once we have money at the speed of basically a like, or at the speed of like, you know, someone's quick desire for something, I mean, boom. And then your identity to attach. I always tell everyone, like, the future is, you know, MetaMask just kind of gives you the idea, but it's, you know, I go to, let's say I bought this shirt at, you know, wherever, let's you know, random place, J. Crew, Banana Republic, wherever people shop. You have to sign into the website. right? Make your name, right? Make, you know, if you want to get the points or if you want to have like, you know, whatever interaction with that brand. And then you go to another place, you're signing in. How many times do you put a website, your name? How many people have your credit card information? How, like, you know what I mean? How many sites are you spread thin on? Instead, I could just have a MetaMask, go to JCrew, buy my shirt with my MetaMask wallet, right? Go to this place, and your identity surfs the web, right? You connect to the sites. I remember when I first connected to a site, I thought it was amazing, you know, when you didn't log in anymore. And then I started showing my buddies, and he's like, wait, can I connect to this? And I'm like, yeah, that's the new way, man. You're not logging in. Like, he's like, where's the login? I didn't log in yet. I'm like, you don't log in anymore. Like, you connect. And then you're in control of kind of how you interact with the site. This is the future. That's the identity of a, you know, and again, who has control over that, how the identity gets made, and eventually how we verify that all on chain. But, and we have, you know, polymesh or polygraph, or I remember one of the poly companies has been working on an ID. A bunch of different companies have been working on, you know, a Web3 ID, right? That can be, you know, sharing was also working on one too. I don't know how far along they've gotten, but so.
No, I think this is, everybody's, I don't know. I still feel we're nascent. I still feel like we've only seen a few cycles barely. And, you know, DeFi always turns back on. There's always going to be people out here building crazy things, compound this, share this, put it there. And, you know, ours is simple. It's black and white. You buy the NFT, that NFT gets a chunk. And if you own a bunch of them, you get a bunch of chunks. And it comes to you, click a claim button, and it's yours. You don't have to compound it, stack it, you know, reverse the colors, Uno reverse, none of that.
It's crazy. Lately, I talk about numbers a lot, and just because I notice things, I notice details, and I saw your balance was just 777, right, on your BSC show. And it's weird. That's been the number that's been just following me around recently, and I've been talking about it on my stream. I pointed out, I'm like, there's the 77s again. And it's just funny. There it is again, the 777, you know, the 777s. It's like my flight to Las Vegas was 777 the other day. It's so funny. And
you're onto something here.
You know, I went to this place in Hollywood, Florida. That was the address of our Airbnb, 777. It's been like the last 3 months really straight. And I never saw 777s. Like, you know, I feel like I'm not forcing it. It just seems to be there wherever I look. It's really weird.
It's got to be a sign. I'm a big believer in that too. Looking in between the lines. But so I mean, yeah, we're out here doing a rally. We're out here pushing the brand, you know, brand awareness. We're in Miami. We're on every Twitter space you can imagine. We got, you know, our marketing team. Here's something that's big.
Yeah, what page? Undo the screen share, and we'll go back to where we to our interview show. But like, this is amazing. Yeah, you what page?
102.
Yep, right near me, because I was on 111. And I remember we got our magazines together at the same time. It was kind of a cool feeling,
yeah.
You know, and we were.
And you know, a huge thing about that was that I designed that page and sent it over them as a mock-up of something I'd like to see, and they went with it. So it's my published artwork as well as the project, all in one day.
Pretty cool, man. So Smart Finance was right in there. Yeah, and pick up your crypto magazine in Barnes & Noble's 19 countries around the world. Check it out. Kevin Hart on the cover, man. You can't beat that. You know, he's up, basically running the comedy in the Hollywood world right now. He's like the man to be. He's hilarious. And he seems pretty decent, and he does it in a pretty gracious way too, compared to, you know, how we've seen it in the past. So shout out to Kevin Hart. Kevin James. Shout out to
that magazine is huge. I mean, it's outselling Forbes magazine and Entrepreneur in the first few months that it's been out. It's not just in Barnes. It's in 7-Elevens, airports, Mag-Recs. They have a deal with hotels, that any hotel that has out of 100 chains, any room over $5,000 a night, they put one of these on the bed. When we left the convention, crypto chick, she gave some to the Uber driver. His next ride was the CEO of Avalanche. So that was huge. He's probably skipping through it right now. Hopefully he bumps into me. Yeah, I got to meet, I did say I'm XRP junkie, big XRP fan, guys. Do your own research, but I got to meet the CTO while we're there, David Schwartz, and go over some, you know, conspiracy questions about it was an amazing trip.
What were we asking Dave, man? Well, you're getting in there. That sounds pretty awesome, man. We were upset we didn't see Dave. I had to do my show and we came in a little late. Dave was like someone I really would have loved to have seen on the show, man. Dave, man. Oh, man.
Oh, he presented great. He's a great speaker. And then when he was outside, like, I was blown away that half the people probably didn't know who he was. Yep. And he had a small circle. I was able to infiltrate the circle, able to start the conversation. And then because I know a lot, I almost was sitting there dumbfounded because I know a lot about XRP. I was sitting there dumbfounded, like, what question do I ask this man that wouldn't waste his time? And I decided to go conspiracy theory with, there's a couple different theories on how this all plays out. And when I dropped it on him, his mannerisms and his facial expressions gave me some really solid info. So
Hey,
you don't get that unless we're out here pushing.
hey, you remember when he was like posting that like chocolate bar, like it was like a gold chocolate bar, and like people were wondering like, is like, what does this mean? And like he would have these very strange like subtle pictures of some random thing, and like, you know, like I swear they did mean something. You know, some people like, you know, one was like, oh, it's a Kit Kat bar, like a gold bar, like XRP's connected to gold, like, you know, it's gonna
Oh
be
yeah, yeah.
like it was,
Yeah.
there was, it was funny.
There was so many fun ones. There was Bearable Guy, 589, all that stuff like back in the day.
With your most,
But the one we were talking about is a very, very substantial, you know, theory on, you know, it being our structural financial back end, and for global systemic need, it has to be a certain price. And that's just the gist of it, is that if it's like oil or gold, it can get a spot price in the morning if it's a systemic need for global commerce. Totally. And it could be. So, boo.
Yeah, what if it's worth $1,000 overnight, like $500 overnight, or something insane? You know?
That's the goal. That's why his face went like, how do you know that? Like, what do you? You're in pretty deep. Who are you? You know, like, it was great.
David Schwartz. All right, man, this has been amazing. I'm gonna let you guys go. I gotta do we're doing a webinar in about an hour at Bookmap, and we're gonna go over liquidity, kind of talking about how to look at Bookmap, how we use Bookmap, especially with the data coming out tomorrow. So look out for that at the Bookmap YouTube channel. We're going to do that. That's going to be fun. But yeah, my man, XRP Junkie, you can catch them all around, and check out Smart Finance too on Twitter. They're out there. They're making waves, and you can see why. They have a good product. Right now, like, some people are FOMOing for those NFTs right now, because think about it. You would own, think about when that DEX rips, even if it rips for 6 months, I mean, that money that's going to be pouring in. And to be
100 years, it could rip for 100 years.
I'm just saying, I'm saying it will rip. I think it will rip for a long time. I'm just saying, even if even if someone jumped in, like, you know, for a hardcore, like 4 to 5 months in a bull run, like, that can pay very, very well. So, yeah, I mean, it's a dream of me. I was trying to start a swap, you know, the Lifer swap. So like, it's a dream of, and the idea behind it was like, look at all the money Pancake Swap and Uniswap we're making, right? And it was like, you know, that's to be.
They're not sharing any of it either.
Yeah.
They're not sharing. Yeah. They're buying Bentleys, jets, and all that. I'm willing to try to get everybody in our group a Lambo, and I'll just take a Lambo too. I don't need Bentleys. You know, we can all make it to the top.
Like, I'll take one. You know, the biggest couple Lambos,
community-funded project in the world. I'd love it.
This is great, man. Thank you so much for your time. You did a great job explaining it. You know, you spot on. Smooth operator with everything.
We have a 24/7 VC where we keep that voice chat open in the Discord. So, you know, we always open the opportunity for anybody to come in and ask a question.
Yeah, how do they find you? Where's your Discord? Just lay down all your things. How do people find you if they want to get to know you, want to work with you, want to just be more close to the team, they want to buy an NFT? What's the best way to jump on it? Is it the Discord?
Best way. Twitter is going to give you all that info right in the bio, and it's Smart Finance Dex. Really, at Smart Finance Dex.
Yeah, that's you guys. 14,000, right?
Blue light bulb, orange light bulb. We got the light bulbs out there popping.
There you go. All right, man. Thank you so much for your time.
Hey, much love. Thank you for having me.